Hey, I'm Lani Jean. Welcome to the Pilates Genie channel. Today we're working on some homework exercises that I commonly give clients to help find some space through the spine and some stability of the shoulders as well as stability of the pelvis. So we'll start on all fours on the mat, spreading the fingers nice and wide and bringing the hands right down underneath the shoulders. So we've got shoulder over the top of the wrist and knees underneath the hips. Find that nice long spine to begin with. So the chin is in towards the throat slightly, the crown of the head is reaching forwards, the sitting bones are reaching out the back. We start with cat and cow. Exhale. Round the spine, start to tuck the tail and press the floor away. Draw the belly in, allow the head to relax down. Then inhale, start to lift the sit bones towards the sky. Let the belly come towards the ground. Think about drawing the shoulders down away from the ears and reaching the crown of the head up towards the sky, not the forehead. So the neck is nice and soft. Exhale, press the floor away. Round the spine, tuck the tail, let the head relax down. Inhale to lengthen, let the bottom poke out. Let the shoulders glide down and draw the heart through the space in the arms. Exhale, press the floor away. Pull the belly in and let the head relax. Inhale as you come to extension. I like to think about almost trying to drag my hands back towards my knees. So by doing that, it helps you to engage those muscles under the armpit and into the side body and give you a little more extension through the upper back. You want to make sure you haven't collapsed here. So you're actively pressing down through the arms in order to maintain shoulder blades on the back body and find a more fluid extension. Exhale, tuck the tail round the spine, drop the head. Inhale to lengthen, think about dragging the hands back towards the knees, lifting up and out of the shoulders and drawing the heart through the space in the arms. Two more like that. Exhale, press the floor away, pull the belly in. Imagine nose and pubic bone are going to touch. Inhale for extension. Poke the bottom out, draw the shoulders down and back and draw the heart forwards. Last one. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, extending. Shoulders down, staying lifted through the chest so the shoulder blades are connected. Then make your way back into a neutral spine. I want you to think here there's this slight connection of ribs and pubic bone, and that's going to maintain throughout. There's also this slight connection of the chin in towards the throat. That will also stay throughout. So the shape of the spine isn't going to change at all, but the shoulder blades are going to start to move on the ribs. We release the sternum towards the ground, allowing the shoulder blades to kiss at the back. And then press the floor away and almost imagine you're trying to rip the mat apart sidewards to lift back up and feel the shoulder blades around the ribs. Releasing down, the shoulder blades come towards one another. Press the floor away, the shoulder blades wrap back around the ribs. And as you continue here, releasing and connecting with those shoulders, tune back into the belly, the ribs, and the neck. As you release down, it's really common that we want to pop the ribs forwards and let the head poke forwards. But you want to try and keep that connection of ribs in and head in so that we're not affecting the shape of the spine. We're just protracting and retracting the shoulders. Now, as the sternum comes down and the shoulder blades together, that's what I call lazy shoulders. You don't want to live here. As you press the floor away and you feel the shoulders are wrapped around your ribs, that's our active shoulders. Lazy shoulders releasing down, active shoulders pressing up. Let's do one more like that. Lazy shoulders, shoulder blades kiss. Press the floor away, active shoulders. Let's hold it there. Shoulders glide down away from the ears slightly. So you should feel this connection down from your armpit, and it will connect into your belly. It will help you to maintain those ribs in alignment. And then we're going to do a single overhead arm reach. We'll alternate sides. So feel that energy pressing through the hands, through the shoulders, and wrapping the shoulder blade onto the back body. Don't let that change at all. Exhale, feel the wrap of the shoulder, the wrap of the belly, and reach one arm up to the sky. Inhale to bring that arm back down. Transfer the weight into that side. Feel the shoulder blade wraps, the belly is active, and then the arm reaches up and overhead. And back down. Exhale, feel the arm, the belly, and then reach. So when the arms are moving here, we're trying to create or resist as little movement side to side of the body or the ribs. The only thing moving is that arm reaching. And it's really common for people to want to lift from their upper traps. So as you go to lift the arm, I want you to think thumb is reaching towards the sky, and it's the back of the shoulder here that's working to lift the arm rather than the upper trap. So the shoulder shouldn't come towards the ear. It's only going to lift as high as it can, maintaining that distance between shoulder and ear. And if that distance isn't huge for you, that's okay. I'd prefer you to be working the correct muscles than continue the pattern, the old patterning of overworking those upper traps. So let's just do one more on each side here. These are actually quite exhausting for such a simple movement. Making sure the shoulder blades don't shift off the ribs at all, and you're drawing up from the back of the shoulder just as high as you can without that shoulder lifting. Cool. Then hands come back down. If your wrists are a little exhausted here, you can always grab a box or a chair and pop your elbows down, or you can go elbows down on the floor as well. If you do choose to come into that position, it's the same principle with the shoulders. No lazy shoulders, no saggy ribs. We're pressing the floor away. We're active through the shoulders. We're active through the belly. If you're all right on hands, then let's continue on hands. So shoulders are wrapping down. Tuck the toes under. We're going to press one leg out. So exhale, shoulders, belly, slide one leg out, keeping the toes tucked under so you have to press out through the heel. You should feel that glute engage. Then driving that heel up to the sky, feeling even more of that glute engage. Then tap the toes back to the ground without changing anything else through the body and slide that leg back in. As you bring the weight back down to the ground, you're going to notice whether you've shifted your weight. Try not to. Let's do the other side. Shoulders down, belly active. Drive out through the heel. So the toes are sliding along the ground. You want to try and feel that heel to bum connection to extend the leg. Then as you lift the leg up, the movement is coming from the hip joint, not from the lower back. Tap the toes back down and slide the leg back in with control. Exhale, shoulders, belly. First leg slides back out, extend the knee. Driving up through the heel, find that hip extension. Tap the toes back down without releasing the pelvis or rolling the pelvis, and slide the leg back in. Good. You might feel it feels different on either side. That's completely fine. I want you to notice if one side feels less stable than the other, and see if you can set yourself up a little better. So more shoulders, more belly, and then maybe the movement is slower and more conscious in order to assist you in activating those correct muscles so that you can maintain that stability as you go in and out. Last one, just with the leg. Exhale to press through the heel. Feel that line of energy from the heel to the bum. Then lift the leg up into extension. Tap the toes down and slide the leg in. If that felt stable, we're going to add in the arm. So shoulders are active, belly is active, driving out through the heel, reach the opposite arm out. Both legs, leg and arm, lift up as high as you can without disturbing the shape of the trunk. Tap them back down and slide them back in. And there should be hardly any movement as you return to the floor. Other side reaches out. Lift them up together. Tap them down together. Slide them in together. Good. Exhale, shoulders, belly, first side again, reaches out. Keep them on the floor till they're extended. Then lift them up. Tapping down and in. Good. Shoulders, belly, exhale, slide. Feel glute. Then back a shoulder and glute engage together to lift. Tapping down and sliding in. Let's do one more on each side. Exhale, shoulders, belly, sliding out, lifting up together. Tapping down and sliding in. Make sure it's the back of the shoulder doing the work. Last one. Exhale, reach. Wrap a little extra as you lift. Tapping down and sliding in. So simple, yet so complex. Let's tuck the toes under, let the elbows come down to the ground. If your elbows were already on the ground, ditch your prop if you had one and just let your bum sit back on your heels so that there's little weight in the shoulders. We just did quite a lot through there. We're gonna come through some mobility through the upper back. So reaching right arm forwards, reach forwards as far as you can. You might feel that the rib starts to drift off to the side a little, that's okay. Then reach the right arm up to the sky. As you do, you're actively pressing through that bottom shoulder to give yourself rotation. Bend the elbow, pull it to the side waist, and then coming back down. We alternate sides. Reach the left arm forwards. Take the left arm up to the sky. As you do, really think about lifting up through that bottom side rib in order to give you that rotation. Exhale, imagine you're pulling a heavy weight down from the sky, elbow to side and back down. Again, inhale forwards. As the top arm reaches, the bottom arm presses to keep the shoulder blade active. Drawing the elbow down and returning. Inhale forwards and up to the sky, reaching open. Exhale, elbow down. Let's do one more on each side here. All the way up. Imagine you're pulling that heavy weight down. Feel the lats engage. And down. Last one. Inhale forwards. Rotating up. Exhale down. And bring the hand down. Beautiful. Then coming back up onto all fours. If you feel like you've had enough there, then finish the video there. It's a really interesting muscle. That serratus anterior is the muscle that we're working in order to move the shoulder blades like we did, and then in order to stabilize the shoulder blades on the back body. And it's not a muscle that's specifically trained very often. And if you're quite lazy through the shoulder blades or you're hypermobile, then when it fatigues and when you're starting to work it, it's a really intense and strange sensation. It's not in here, but it's like under the shoulder blade that you will feel. And that is where the muscle lives. So it's okay, but if that feels like enough for you, then just stick with that little part. If you felt really stable in those arm and leg extensions, then we're going to take it a step further. So we're back on hands and knees. Fingers are spread wide, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Shoulders are away from the ears. Shoulder blades are wrapping down. Ribs are connected in. Let's go with the right leg and left arm. Tucking the toes, exhale, sliding out along the ground, and then lifting up. Make sure it's the back of the shoulder that's working here, not the shoulder to the ear. We're going to tap the hand and foot to the ground and then lift back up. Inhale to tap without the torso or the hips moving, the pelvis moving, sorry. Exhale to lift. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Keep reaching out through that heel. If you want to go with pointed toes here, that's also totally fine. If you have trouble connecting to your glutes, I'd recommend keeping the heel flexed though, because that'll give you a greater connection to your bum. Last two. Exhale to lift. Make sure that bottom shoulder is still wrapping. Last one, we're going to hold it up there. We open the arm and leg to the side. Exhale to open just as far as you can without changing the shape of the body at all. Inhale to pull back in line with their joints. Exhale, keep the leg and arm high as you open and as you close. Good, let's do another 5. Make sure the trunk stays super stable here. Everything is working. And you can almost think that the leg is leading the way here. So the leg is creating the range. The arm is really only working as a counterbalance. You're going to feel that right side bum working quite intensely. Good. Last one. Coming back to center and sliding back in. Woohoo! Shoulders are set down. Belly is active. Left arm, right leg, or other side, reach out long. Lifting them up. Inhale to tap, arm and leg down. Exhale to reach and lift. Inhale to tap, only extremities are moving. The trunk is completely still. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. And another 4. Arm and leg moving at the same time, trying to feel back of the shoulder and glute. We're creating stability across the trunk in those diagonal slings, which are so important for helping to maintain healthy movement. Then hold it up there. Exhale to open. Inhale to close. Make sure the leg stays high. The leg creates the movement. The arm is just following. Make the movement only as big as you can maintain that stable trunk. The hip is moving, or the leg is moving from within the hip joint. The pelvis is stable. Another 3. 2. Make sure that bottom arm is still super active. And 1. And slide it back in. You can sit your bum back to your heels, stretch your arms forwards, allow your head to relax down to the floor. And just take some nice big breaths here. If it feels like too much for your shoulders with your arms overhead, bring your arms down beside you with your palms facing the sky. Having one more nice big full breath here. Breathing into that back body, feel it expand. And as you exhale, feel that release. And you can bring yourself back up to seated. Good job! So simple, yet so complex. I can't tell you how often I see people who are strong movers, let's say in the gym environment, but those exercises are not very often done correctly. And when I say correctly, I mean with shoulder and pelvic stability and spinal stability. There's no point lifting and lowering your leg if it's coming from your back, you're not going to do yourself any justice. It's a hip extension exercise. Yeah, and we can do all sorts of funky things, but we want to make sure that the movement is coming from the hip joint, not from the spine. Same with the shoulders. If we're going to hang out in this position and then try and do things, we're just going to end up with an injury. And I talk from experience. It is not fun. So if you found that challenging, I did. I love coming back to basics. It's so great to really tune in and make your brain connect to your body to feel the intricacies of the movement, because it's from those foundations that everything else blossoms. So if you found that challenging and you're like, "Whew, that was a good challenge. I feel like I've done a good little workout there," then I encourage you to do that a couple more times. Get those foundations feeling good. Feel the movement of your shoulder blades. Feel the connection of the shoulders down and the belly on, in order to allow the extremities to flow more freely without jeopardizing your spinal health, shoulder health, and your pelvic alignment. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. And I'll see you for some more amazing movement soon. Stay tuned.